In Act 4, Kabila's questline gives yet another item that absolutely breaks the game, and it puts your Medicaid score through the roof, which thus gives you more health, which thus gives you more damage, which thus means you've got more temp health to do even more damage, and Blade Dancer Executioner can then abuse the hell out of this to do insane damage. Because obviously Blade Dancer allows you to use weapon skill for Medicaid, then you can use that to increase your crit damage, then Executioner does Master Anatomy that allows you to use it for your HP. And yeah, and when your HP also goes up, you can use Reckless Abandon, so whenever you have temporary wounds, you do 30% extra damage of your maximum health. So what you do is you stack up a bunch of Words of the Emperor, so you pick up your resolve. You can buff the normal stats as usual, which is fine, but then as soon as you start getting kills, your Medicaid score, as you see here, will start going up. So my one, I've got 306 at the moment, so my health's gone up. We can use Bounty Hunter loops to refresh some of our abilities as well, but you don't need to. But yes, we Serpent and Flame there to increase our damage further. And we're going to run over, and we're going to use this guy to give us a little bit more AP. But now, see, it only says about 200 there, but that's not including all the dot procs. Basically, it's showing us, well, yeah, it's showing us that we're going to just annihilate his entire health bar. So, yeah, starting off, that's what, 400, 500, and that's with no dot procs. So 500 is not too bad. But what you really want to do is use Carnival of Misery to get dots on everything, so then when you explode those dots via where it hurts, you will do some insane damage. So we're going to Carnival of Misery. If I inflame here, I'll probably kill the trash mobs as well. So at the moment my Medicaid score's at 362, so that's boosted my health into the 300s. So yeah, and as my health goes up, so does my strength because of peak condition. So I'm going to get a little bit closer. But yeah, so we inflame. So that killed pretty much all the trash on the map. Yep, did 700 burning damage to one, 600 to the other. So yeah, the inflame just did over 700 damage to a bunch of things. Yeah, we're going to buff up the momentum gain even more. And whilst we're at it, let's buff the agility, because we use agility for damage on all of our swords, because, yeah. Because Blade Dancer's OP. So one of the other things, like, yeah, when we have temporary health, we can then take 30% of our max health from Reckless Abandon to basically do a bunch of damage. So at the moment our Medicaid score is at 519 and our health is over 400. So we're just going to jump in. I'm not going to go for all the dots to see what it is, but I'll quick look up there. So we just did, well, he had 1400 health, so it must be something like around 1300, close to 1400, because we almost one-shot him. But then, if we put Where It Hurts on top of that, we'll then proc all the dots that we got stacked on him as well. So we'll smack him. Oh, that's a lot of numbers, but you can see lots of 500s, lots of 600, lots of 900s, 1200, 500, 600. Yeah, I'm going to need to scroll through that, that's a lot. So yeah, a couple of more 200s, another 900 in there, a couple of 139s. Yeah, there's a lot of dots. I'll edit on the overlay how much damage that just did. But there's a lot going on that I'm going to have to scroll through all of that. We can also use Blood Oath to get closer to things. We can also jump in. We can also, because I'm Dogmatic 4, because you can get a lot of Dogmatic points very easily going through the DLC now, we can actually ignore their armor for all of our burning and stuff. We can also turn all of our temporary wounds to increase our melee damage for 1 round. And then if we gained any temporary wounds, we could then obviously do 30% extra damage on top of that. So, yeah, so I've got nearly 600 Medicaid here. So, yeah, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a lot. But, yeah, even on the screen there, I'm seeing a couple of 500s and stuff. That's a lot of damage. So I'm going to go in with some intent to see what we can do and how much we can stack it, because there are lots of enemies in this room. So if we inflame and take down a bunch of them, we should be able to build up our Medicaid a lot and see what we can do with all that. So I checked in the last battle. It was about 7,700, going through a calculator and all the dots for that one hit of the one that was already low. I'm definitely going to go see if I can one-shot Daybreak with this after he summons all his little minions. Alright, so Carnival of Misery. Oh, that just killed a bunch in itself. His little interrupt turn does nothing. I've already got over 400 health. Because of interrupt turns, we're going to put them where it hurts now. Everything has dots on it, so we could probably one-shot things with just that. Whilst we have temp health, let's add an extra 30% of our damage to it because of Reckless Abandon. Now, I could jump in there and that'll probably do some big AoE and kill some stuff. I don't even have the high spinner's cloak. It allows us to do mental damage when we do jump-ins and stuff as well. Yeah, still not got all the stuff we need. Also, you can do Firestorm to obviously proc all the AoEs as well. So you don't just have to do these single melee hits to be doing these 8k like smashes. You can do like 8k AoEs. No, I did Blade Dancer and everything died. So they all died in the first hit, so I didn't even get to see what it could do here.
Anything else?
Yeah, we can build up obviously more worlds of the Emperor. Because of the bounty hunter loop system, which we can use Ida and Pascal for, you can really get the momentum high, so you're gaining a lot more Medicaid a lot faster per kill. Problem is, I kill too quickly to actually apply all the buffs I want. So at the moment my Medicaid's like through the damn roof. It's 662, so it's higher than last count. Every kill's given plus 90. I'm worried that if I just inflame here, I'll kill everything in the room and I won't actually get to go hit this guy. I already had temp wounds, but I just wanted to expand to make sure we still had some available after I use Blood Oath.
Another scar to my collection.
Woof. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go take this to see if I can one-shot Earl on Daybreak and a few other bosses, because this is nutty. The only problem is you won't be able to use this on the final boss because there are no trash mobs to build up stacks. You need encounters that have enemies. Alright, I just went through all the numbers, yeah, no. This is insane. The more enemies there are, the more damage you is. So essentially, as long as there's enemies, there's no damage cap. It's kind of like how Blade Dance has infinite movement, almost, because they have number of enemies times 6 movement. Because every time you have an enemy, you can Blood Oath to move through, and then when you kill, you can do an area leap that can also kill 3. So essentially you can move 6 movements. Now if you're killing with death from above, you don't gain a death from above. So it's essentially 3 times enemy plus whatever number of leaps you have. So as long as you're making kills with other attacks rather than the leaps, that's, yeah, that's an extra 6 movement. Or if you really can't be bothered with the encounter, you can just Carnival of Misery then inflame. I just want to try and hit one more thing so I can look at the damage calculations for later. And then I'll probably just inflame clear the whole counter. Whew. Ooh. That confirmed immunity is going ape. Yeah, no, GG Owlcat, you've introduced a class in the DLC that can hit over 10k. Groovy. Fantastic. Oh well, every enemy on here is on fire. With the amount of stacks I've got, this is probably just going to kill everything. Cool, I killed so hard, it almost crashed my game. So one way we can make this do even more is to use the Malpain Shroud, because obviously we're using temp HP whilst also skyrocketing our stats, and Malpain Shroud is based on your number of temporary wounds. So if our temporary wounds are higher, we're obviously going to do a lot more. So now the base damage is starting to go up quite a bit, so yeah, what we'll do is we'll do a few hits. Ooh, woof. That burning dot for 2k right there on the screen. So then we'll apply some more buffs, and what we're going to try and do is just see how high we can really stack this. Because with Carnival of Misery up, you obviously proc more dots because they have dots on them. So my Medicaid is now up to about 800. So I'm just going to use the stim just to keep going. I've even had to put on Skirmisher's Boots just to get little extra movements between things, just so I can keep doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the temporary wounds that we currently have, use the Crimson Intoxin. Then we're going to apply more temporary wounds to the Malpain Shroud, because we now have more, so that's 189 there. We're then going to put on Where It Hurts. I'll probably go smack this guy for about 10k damage. I'll have to scroll through it all and see just how much it's doing.
Was that you? Or
Through the smoke
Okay.
and gunfire.
So this, if I inflame, I'll probably wipe out the entire map, so I can't do that. So this is probably going to be one of the biggest hits. So the base damage is like 2,000 at the moment. Woof.
Another one.
Then if we really want to juice it just a little bit further, we can just pick up some extra kills here with the ignites. And the ignites themselves are doing like 800 as well, because of how high our damage is with these temp wounds. But they didn't even survive that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in front of the boss and try to get off Where It Hurts, and then we're going to smack him again. So we've got over 1,000 health, 289 temp wounds. Oof. And it's looking like it's got some really high possible damage there. So we're just going to swip the turns back so we can get another hit off from Where It Hurts. So having a quick look at the stats, we got over 1,300 Medicaid, we got over 1,000 health. So yeah, that's pretty goddamn nutty. So we're going to pop on Where It Hurts. We're going to expand just to make sure we got the most temp wounds that we can have here. Pop on Where It Hurts. Let's see what the base damage is saying. The base damage is saying 3,200, and that's before the dot procs. So yeah, you're about to see this man get smashed for over 10k damage. Yeah, GG's. Yeah, there's a lot of damage that was just done across this entire round. It's absolutely insane.